ready for a beer. A weekend beer this time. First one on a Saturday I think I've ever done. So this is going to be fun. It's not really going to make any difference, but oh well. What's up, Kentucky? How you doing, man? Yeah. Definitely a beer is needed right now. Get a little extra pep in my step, hopefully. We'll see. But it should be fun. Should be fun. And plus, I got a little bit of a surprise for you guys today. So, that's going to be fun to unveil. But you guys will see. You guys will see. Who else is ready for a beer? I know Kentucky's ready for a beer. Who else is ready? It's beer time. Fuck yeah, man. Chores are done. Time for a beer. I'm down for that. Down for that. Should be a good one today, I'm hoping. I think it's going to be a good one. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Oh, Jesus. What's up, Derek? Thanks for tuning in, man. How you doing? I think it's time to do this. Time for me to unveil a little bit of surprise I have for you guys. So, hope you guys are ready. Because, boom. What the hell did you guys think of that? That was cool. I know. I get it. This is what happens when I get ran. When did I get that email from Anthony? Like maybe almost 2 in the morning, I think. So instantly got that ready for today. So I was excited to finally instantly get that going. So I'm excited. So welcome everybody to another live beer review. And today we are going to be taking a look at some Dino s'mores from Off Color Brewing Company. Well, Off Color Brewing. So they're another local one to me. They're out of Chicago. So I decided to give this one a shot. It's pretty dope how this kind of thing is like, I don't know if it's just a faded can art, or if it's supposed to look that way, but I kind of like how, I don't know, it's weird to say, but it kind of gives me that like Great Depression-y kind of look of a label. I don't know why, just like the black and white kind of hobo mouse cooking s'mores, it looks like. But yeah, This guy is where is the damn info? I had it. Where'd it go? Now, I'll find it right here. So this guy is a Russian Imperial Stout that is a 10.5. Yeah. This is a big boy, which I'm excited. I'm really excited. Actually, I'm not sure if because Untapped's saying it's a 10.5 and the other one on the website's saying a 9.5. Hold on, let me actually get the 10.5. This is the correct one. So it's a 10.5% from off color. So yeah, this guy is pretty much self-explanatory. S'mores Imperial Stout. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Before we get into the beer and all that stuff, let's talk a little bit about Off Color Brewing. So it was started off by two guys, John and Dave, and other stuff before they figured out where they were better at making beer than doing anything else, which is hey. So they both met while studying at the oldest and most respected brewing school out of the country, which is the Sybil Institute. In 2008, the brewery was envisioned while both interned at Metropolitan Brewing afterwards. So these two guys met in school, and they kind of both worked at Metropolitan and decided, you know what, let's open up our own. So they came back to Chicago and went to their stopping grounds and decided to create Off Color. So that's really cool. So what can we figure out about Off Color before we crack it open? So Dino S'mores. So I'm thinking marshmallow stout, like getting chocolate, all that kind of stuff. But what am I going to be tasting in this? So let's see. On the tasting notes, it's saying chocolate mousse dominant aromas, while vanilla and marshmallow cream highlight rich dark malt character with a deceptive mild alcohol presence for an imperial stout at 10.5%. So Dino S'mores combines the American brash interpretation of imperial stout using bold accents, rounder flavors with Scandinavian brewing techniques, which has a greater emphasis on a variety of roasted malts and a drier body to create bitterness. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to be very interesting to me because they're taking the styles of a traditional American imperial stout, especially going with that kind of s'mores aspect of things, where I'm guessing there's going to be a decent amount of sweetness in this. But they're also taking in the Scandinavian parts where it's going to kind of maybe balance out with a decent amount of bitterness as well, kind of going with those roasted malt flavors. So I'm really excited to give this one a try. So let's crack her open and see what we're looking at. Oh yeah. So let's see. Oh yeah, smells sweet. Getting like a lot of chocolate and marshmallow forward, so that's really nice. Yeah, this one's probably gonna have barely any head in there, with being a imperial marshmallow stout. I wonder if they're trying to do the s'mores aspect of the thing. I wonder if they're gonna try to do like I want to see if I get like maybe like a I want to say charcoaly kind of flavor, but you know, like when somebody roasts a marshmallow, they like it getting the marshmallow getting black and getting crispy. I'm wondering if that's what they do with this one. So let's give it a pour. Got it out of my beautiful disaster 311 glass. So yeah, let's see how she pours. Oh yeah, not a lot of head in there. Even if the head does come up, it's probably going to dissipate fairly quickly, which I would not be surprised about. But yeah, soft amount of head, but very, very dark. Yep, for being a 10%. It's as dark as your soul practically, which I'm all for. So let's see what kind of smells we're getting now that it's poured. But yeah, still getting a lot of like strong marshmallow flavors, getting like kind of like a chocolatey kind of sweetness on the smell too, which is nice. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get any like more of like that burnt marshmallow kind of taste with like that black crispiness in there. So let's see what it tastes like. So cheers everybody. Okay, on the smell it didn't have a smoky flavor, but on the taste it kind of okay. This one's interesting because I'm getting those nice marshmallow notes in there. Kind of, to me, it's like mixing with like a dark chocolate as well. but I'm also getting that kind of really strong Scandinavian malt influence with the bitterness in there, which it's actually not really that sweet at all, to be honest. You're getting like a slight natural sweetness of the marshmallow, but then to me, I'm getting like a bitterness, like from like a dark chocolate kind of thing, or like a bitter coffee kind of taste. But overall, yeah, that's nice. Definitely has like a heavy mouthfeel, along with like kind of a dry accents, like if you're drinking like a champagne or like a wine. But nothing that's like I'm gonna go with more of like a, let's see, I'm probably gonna go with more of like a smoky kind of, and for me, Kentucky, it's more smoky in my opinion, but yeah, that's solid. I like it. It's more, if you're looking to think that it's gonna be like your average s'mores imperial stout, or like an average like marshmallow stout, you're gonna kind of get disappointed. Just gonna be right there, because you're not gonna get that much sweetness. They're letting the emphasizing of the using the Scandinavian malts in there, and using those techniques when they brewed it to bring out more of a bitter note in it, which I want to say it hasn't been common for stuff I've tried, but it's a nice little change of pace to thinking, oh, it's not going to be too overly sweet. This is a lot more complex than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be a nice, smooth, sweeter kind of marshmallow stout. But when they brewed this, when they tried to add like the graham cracker kind of note in there, they used graham flour. I think that's what it says on here. They use molasses, cocoa nibs, and then vanilla beans. So it's getting like, there's a lot of like natural sweetness that I'm getting out of there, but with the graham cracker flavor, let's see if I can get it. Not really, to be honest. Not getting much of it. It's like a slight kind of bready kind of thing on there, but nothing too like in the face. It's probably like, I would say it's probably one of the lowest notes in here. I don't think they were trying to emphasize the graham cracker being like the main thing you taste, but I'm thinking with kind of the marshmallow being its natural kind of creamy and sweet in there, but then I'm getting like a kind of like a dark chocolate roasty, smoky kind of roasted coffee kind of flavor in there as well. It's just overall really well balanced, but more, I would say more on the more bitter side than I would say sweet, which I'm not against. So let's see what people are saying about this beer on Untappd. Like I said, it's a Russian Imperial Stout with brewed with marshmallow and graham, all the kind of imitating a s'more, which, like I said, comes at a 10.5% with 40 IBUs and has an average rating of 4.02 out of 51,569 ratings. So a lot of people have rated this beer. So pretty high ratings for something like that. So let's see what people are saying about this. Somebody gave it a 4.5, saying activating the Dino snores. Somebody gave it a 4. Somebody gave it a 3.5. Somebody gave it a 4. Somebody gave it a 3.75. Somebody actually gave it a full on 5 out of 5. Somebody actually gave it a 2.5, which I'm thinking they probably have never had that kind of beer before. Whenever I see a low rating like that, to me, I'm thinking that it's their first time trying that kind of beer. But let's see. Somebody bought this, gave it a 3.5, said do not buy again. Not terrible, but hard to ignore. Ethanol / metallic taste dominates. See, I don't know where that guy came from, but maybe it was a bad batch when he got it, but he's saying it's like kind of like a metallic kind of flavor, which I'm not getting at all. So let's start going down rating systems here while we do that. So, like I said, has an average rating of 4.02 on Untappd, which is pretty damn good for the amount of ratings it's gotten. Okay, first off, let's look at the can art. Dino S'mores. I kind of like how it has that kind of worn kind of look to it. Definitely something that catches my attention, just because I'm like, why does it look like that? Then you go look at it, and be like, oh, okay. You kind of look at the picture a little bit more. You're like, okay, I understand. It kind of has that kind of hobo mouse kind of looking thing. I don't know. There's something that reminds me of like old school / I don't want to say Great Depression-y for me, but I don't know, just the whole kind of styling on there, which I'm not against. So yeah, it's a decent can art. It's definitely something that would catch my attention when I go pick it up at a liquor store or a bottle shop. So yeah, so let's see where you can get these guys, where you can get their beer. So you can find them in at the Mousetrap in Chicago, which is, I think it's like their tap room, but they also have like an average like bottle shop in Chicago as well. So like the Mousetrap, I'm guessing, is where the tap room and all the beer is made, and then you have the bottle shop where it's like they sell the prepackaged stuff already. But you could find them all around the Chicagoland area, I would say. I've seen them a lot within like small liquor stores by me. So if you're in like the Chicagoland area, you should be able to find this beer pretty commonly. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, back to the can art. Yeah, it's solid. I like it. I like the old school kind of feel of it. I like the kind of worn down look of the label. Gives a nice little touch. So I'd give it a nice like 3.5 out of 5 for can art. Yeah, it's solid. I enjoy it. Not something that's usually my style, but it's a nice change of pace from things I've seen. So yeah, definitely a solid 3.5 with can art. So let's get down to business here when it comes to more of the beer itself. So if I would have gotten this beer at Off Color and like in a flight, would I get a glass of it on its own? It's solid. I enjoy how it's a little bit different than your average like s'mores kind of stout. You could definitely tell it's an imperial. You can definitely tell there's a lot of Scandinavian influence in this beer, which I'm not quite used to be frankly honest, because it's just a lot of the imperial stouts that I had that are kind of going off of trying to recreate a s'mores flavor. It's a lot sweeter, a lot kind of like a creamier mouthfeel, when this one's like more bitter, still getting those natural notes of like the marshmallow and all that stuff, but then kind of having like a more of like a drier kind of mouthfeel and not as like thick and heavy, which to me is an interesting change of pace. But let's see, would I get a glass of this by itself? For me, I guess because I've become so accustomed with the other way of drinking it, I don't think 100% I would go and get another glass of this. I think I'd be happy with the glass I had, and then I'd try something else, to be honest. It's good, but it's not something that would be my go-to style of stout. I'm just going to be honest there. But it's overall, it's a solid beer. Definitely, if you're into more of like the bitter kind of style, if you're a dark chocolate fan, I think this would be something that's right up your alley, just because you're getting a lot of that natural bitterness where it kind of reminds you of a dark chocolate. But let's get to final ratings here. Like I say, it's not my favorite when it comes to like s'more stout that I've had, but it's not bad. It's not a bad beer. It's a solid beer. So, I'm gonna go with a solid 7.5 out of this. 7.5, maybe 7.25. I'm gonna go with more of like the 7.25 kind of range. Not getting that quite 7.5 yet. It's solid. I drink it if I had it available to me, but I wouldn't go out of my way to drink it. If that makes any sense. What kind of food would I pair with it? To be honest, if you get this beer and you're not a fan of the bitterness of it, I'd probably recommend you like maybe pairing it with like a sweet dessert, to be honest. I know it's kind of obvious to kind of pair a desserty sounding beer with another dessert, But with this one having like the more natural bitterness in there and not as much sweetness, you might want to counteract that bitterness with something sweet. It would kind of make everything more rounded out. You might taste more of the marshmallow. You might get maybe more of the graham cracker coming out a little bit just by using how the graham flour they used. But yeah, it might pair with vanilla ice cream. Who knows? Because vanilla ice cream's a lot more sweeter, so it would kind of counterbalance out the natural bitterness of this beer. But yeah, I think that is what I have for you guys today, guys. So like I said, I think my final rating is going to be like more of like a 7.25. I think is where I'm going to go. It's good. Not something I'd go out of my way to search for, but I'd have one again if I had the opportunity in front of me to have one. If that makes any sense. If I went to Off Color, I'd probably choose another beer before I got this one. But if I went to a friend's house and they had this in the fridge, I'd grab one. If that makes any sense. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So, yeah, it's kind of cool, kind of going off to see. With the new intro, having that kind of have a fresh look to the reviews, which I'm going to really enjoy seeing that and seeing people's feedback. But other than that, kind of get used to seeing me on the weekends doing beer reviews as well. So, yeah, because I have a lot of stock that I need to go through, and having 2 days where it's just sitting on it, sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet and just go through it. But other than that, that's what I have for you guys today. So, thank you everybody for hanging out in chat. Appreciate every single one of you. And make sure you hit that like button on the way out. There's 6 people watching and only 5 likes. Let's get that last like in there to kind of even it out. But yeah, if you're watching on the replay, I appreciate you as well. You guys are awesome. And if you're watching on the replay as well, make sure to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel as well, hit that subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell to let you know whenever I'm going live doing another beer review. But other than that, yeah, I think that's what I have for you guys today. So, I'd like to thank everybody in chat for hanging out. All the regulars, all the people that come in every single day. Appreciate you guys. And I appreciate everybody that's going to be watching on the replay as well. You guys are MVPs as well. So, yeah, that is all I have. So, you guys, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Fantastic evening. And I will see you all next time. Cheers.